Happy Sunday to you, and welcome to another edition of Butch On Sports. Simply Butch is here, and as always, thanks for tuning in, boys and girls. Very, very decent weather in the state of Michigan this day on Sunday. Let me be not the first, but one of the individuals to wish all the mothers happy Mother's Day, and that includes the guardians, the grandmothers, and home givers. You know who you are. Happy Mother's Day to you all here. And hopefully you enjoy the day with jubilation here, okay? I'm just going to say it just that way here. Let's get to some sports news you can't get enough of. An abbreviated version tonight because too much is going on, maybe, including the sun shining. The Detroit Tigers are held to one hit today. Swept by the Houston Astros with a 5-0 loss. Three straight 3-2 losses. Detroit have lost 6 out of the past 7 and 12 of the last 14. 11 runs. Well, let's say right now, let's add 11 to 13 runs over the past 5 games. Is a huge problem that the Detroit Tigers have. They're just not scoring runs. They're getting men on base, but they're not knocking them in home. Another reason is the pitching. Today, it was not so much the starters, but it was the relievers that gave up the goodies here. They can only go so far until you kind of wear it out, until you wear it out dry, and that's what the Detroit Tigers are right now doing. It's bad because they're ready to come home. Hopefully, something hits a nail, and that means someone have some sense and get this buggy straightened out. Because right now, Detroit is the worst team of all Major League Baseball at this present. Don't know what to tell you. I can say the Tigers have the tools, but then those tools are not being used. So whatever A.J. Hinch has to do, he's going to have to be a miracle worker right now to turn this ship around and get it in the right way. We was promised as an organization, the Detroit Tigers felt that this is a very, or would be a very competitive team this year. And it's only the beginning of May. I know that for a fact. The season is a long way to go. However, if you want people to come to your house, and I know this weekend is going to be 80 degrees, they better be cooking up something that people can smell miles away, where they can get to the place of origin and enjoy the meal. That's all I'm going to say about the Detroit Tigers at this present time. It's not too much else to kind of swindle over here. Last year, the Detroit Lions' 7 draft picks all made the team of 53-man roster. All of them contributed in various degrees in the regular season. Even a couple of undrafted rookies ended up making the team and playing and contributing as well, if you think about it. So I always put that challenge up, and I put the challenge up since draft day. How many of these particular lines are going to make the 53-man roster to make this team maybe a little bit better? And hopefully not as long as it took last year to this team to come to some, I would say, making contribution and making the team competitive. And on the other hand, the credit of Lions, the general manager, Brad Holmes, to find some capable contributors is should be praised there. And also Dan Campbell's way of improvising and showing that we don't have to stay this way is a huge reason of last year's turnaround. Now, on the other hand, we got to look at Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. They got a team that was ruined to the core, and they had to tear it all down from the Matt Patricia era. That was not a very good time in the city of Detroit or Lions sports fans around the state of Michigan and the country or the world. So That might take a little bit, but hopefully they're not like the Tigers here. Take this sweet time to kind of convince us that they're a good team. Eastern Michigan's assistant coach Fred Reed, I got this information about a couple hours ago, has died at the age of 54 years old. The school announced this past about 2 hours ago, I would say. Here right now, 7 o'clock, about 5 o'clock. This information was released to the press at large. There, Reed, he was the Eastern Michigan University defensive passing game coordinator and safeties coach. He had 7 seasons at the school under his particular belt. Chris Creighton, a part of his head coach at the present time, really complimented the guy and asked for everybody's prayer during this typical or very difficult time for Fred Reed's family, who is mourning this particular situation there. I have not met Fred Reed, and I met a lot of Eastern coaches off and on, but I had never met Fred Reed. From what I hear, for being there 7 years, he was a pretty good person of influential accordance for those kids that came there at Eastern Michigan. And they have become a better football team as well. Well, I'm going to say this. It's time to settle the score. I say this tonight, WrestleMania's Backlash is finally going to be on the telly. That's going to start at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. Right now, I'm talking on this podcast here while the kickoff show is going on, but I'll have plenty of time to reap the benefits and watch some of this match. It's probably going to last till 12 o'clock and be a big reason why your kids can't get up or be sluggish in school tomorrow. That's including employees like myself who didn't take a nap this afternoon. So I might miss some of this goodies here. Might have to just record it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well. A lot of good matches. Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. That should be the youth main event. And they changed some matches around. And plus some matches that you didn't anticipate was going to happen. I watched SmackDown the other night, and all these advertising appearances and whatnot, instead of putting on some great matches there, puts them behind the eight on what the AEW doing, who let you see a little bit more wrestling in a 2-hour period than I guess the WWE does in 3-hour period with Raw, and definitely they put less of maybe out of the whole 2 hours with commercials running. They may have maybe, I'll say, maybe an hour worth of wrestling, or maybe a little bit beyond, no more than 5 to 10 minutes. The rest of it was build up for the matches upcoming. Build up, I say. So tonight is WrestleMania Backlash. Finally, this is my favorite story of the whole doggone day. It is really is refreshing. And today is Mother's Day, and I give homage to my late mother, Alma Davis, who is from Louisville, Kentucky, who got me geared up on watching this particular event the first week of May, I should say, of every year, the Kentucky Derby. It was always excitement, some special food was cooked up or snacks. People showed up, or in some cases, just me and my mom were watching. And she got me used to this stuff here. But what I saw yesterday, and I kind of took it in from, I'd say, maybe 2 hours before the actual race happened. But I did see this particular horse, number 21, who had trouble They had trouble, and trainers alone had trouble getting this horse into the gates. It was illustrated on TV. If you watch the whole thing, this is a horse who was an 80-1 long shot. Rich Strikes won the Kentucky Derby. Now, I ain't finished with this particular story, because Friday morning, Rich Strike wasn't even entered in the Kentucky Derby. However, it was a scratch, which brought on Rich Strike to enter in there with the number 21. 80-1 odd shot to win the Derby. This horse was in the 17th position in the final turn. 17. Then he moved up to 15. Then this doggone jockey, I forgot to write down his name, but he has a lot of credit, dude, on this particular. He guided this horse through a maze through of horses to get inside the post and ran his behind off to win this particular Kentucky Derby. I mean, he jetted, man. He accelerated through the pack, moving inside and out until he got to that doggone end of the race, and he was moving. I ain't never seen nothing like this in a long time. Very refreshing. Odd man out. Now, this particular jockey does a lot of racing in Akron, Ohio. They know him well. I will say this, boys and girls. If you betted on this horse and put $50 to this particular horse, just $50, to win, place a show, mainly to win. But normally when I bet on a horse, when I win, place a show would be on that one particular number. You would have won $6,000 off of $50. You would have found a security guard and immediately got the hell out of the doggone arena with all those 100,000 people who was at Churchill Downs. However, you deposited your money, cash, or got to buy check, you would have got out of the situation, found your car, or whatever mode of transportation you were using to deposit your money and live happily ever after for at least maybe I don't know how long. But you would have been happy. You would have been happy, D. I really enjoyed that tremendously there. And with that, this is a good vibe here to get on off the air here. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. You can have at it. And I will remind everyone right now, this week, right now, I got the word on the Game Sports Show, which normally right now we're on a Monday, but this month we're on a Tuesday. I just got the word from the executive that we will not have a show this Tuesday. Our next show will be on May the 17th. So no Game Sports Show this Tuesday, okay? May 17th, which is a Tuesday, by the way, we should be okay. But in the meanwhile, you can check out Butch On Sports on today, right now, in about a half an hour, or whenever you want. Or Wednesday, we'll have a show as well there that we deal with some of the high schools because it's getting close to time for playoff ramifications for a lot of sports, including track and a lot of good stuff here. But, hey, Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. Check out Butch On's Facebook, always on Facebook, Butch On Sports on Facebook. You can also go to the homepage, Podomatic.com, type in SIMPLYBUTCHTOO.Podomatic.com. You can also go to the Game Sports Show.podbean.com and catch the show as well as other events that are going on that particular website per se. Good shows indeed there. I hopefully that, again, wishing all the mothers and everybody happy Mother's Day who are celebrating and getting happy with beautiful weather in the state of Michigan and beyond, okay? And check you out on Wednesday, all righty now? Y'all be safe.